We are live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. What is up, everyone? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. How in the world we already have 12 viewers on Purple? What the heck? Scar Animation Scrouthy, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Sorry to everyone expecting to be first. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cyanide became a tier 1 sub. What's up, Cyanide? Are you here? Dude, send a message. I don't see any messages from you. There you go. Hey, Pixel. Hey, Cyanide. How are you guys doing? It's so good to see you. It's always so awesome seeing you guys. Seeing familiar usernames in the chat after I've been away for a while. Guys, it's been like a week, maybe 2 weeks since I've streamed. Guys, unfortunately, because of the nature of contract work and my job and everything, I have just... Cyanide resubbed for 4 months. Oh my gosh, dude, thank you, Cyanide, so much. You are awesome, Cyanide. Love you so much. Guys, I have had to be heads down into work. Completely focused on getting things done because of just I've got a visual effects contract I've been working on for a company up in Pennsylvania, and I have been working on this Tooland game a lot off stream. So we have funny story about this Tooland video game that you guys have been watching me develop for the past like 2 years is that the deadline keeps getting pushed for various reasons, and client's been cool with it. Client's been very flexible, which has been awesome. I have an extremely good client for this video game. But with that said, it is unfortunate that we've had to push the deadline quite a few times. The plan was for this game to be finished May 1st, and here we are May 4th, and it's not done yet. So now the new deadline that we're pushing for is June 1st. So we're shooting for June 1st now. That's the plan. I did tell my client though, because my client goes to different Comic-Cons like throughout like pretty much every weekend. I was like, hey, I know the game's not done yet. It's gonna be done hopefully in a month, but let me go ahead and build a demo for you. So we're gonna be working on that today. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to lock off. Actually, let me just start the game real quick. I'll also show you guys what I've been working on off stream. Actually, let me turn the enemies off real quick. Enemies off. Okay, so before I show you guys what I've been working on, let me show you what I'm planning for the demo. So for the demo, what I want to do, my client essentially wants something that he can put up at his booth at Comic-Con so that people that come by and visit his booth can actually play the game. So he'll have like his iPhone or whatever like plugged in with a USB-C cable or HDMI or whatever to a TV. So then people can walk by, he can talk to them, he can sell his comic book issues to them, show them his action figures and stuff that he has for his Tooland brand, and then he can actually have a phone sitting there and people at his booth can actually play the video game on the phone, and whoever is playing on the phone, it will be streaming to a TV at his booth as well, so that passerbyers can also see the game being played up on a TV. I think it's a brilliant idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small demo of this game for him to go ahead and start using at these Comic-Cons that he goes to. He's not attending. Has a booth at. What's the word? Not attending. If you're like in the Comic-Con. If you have a booth, what would it be called? Not attending. I don't know. But yeah. So I'm going to be making a demo for that. So what I was thinking was what I would do is we're going to do this today on stream. I don't think it'll take very long, unless you guys come up with crazy ideas, which I want your input as well. But here's what I'm thinking. What we do is we block off a section of street. So maybe say from like here to here. And we only give you this playable area for the demo, okay? And then what we do is we make the enemies come in waves. So we do like a spawning wave system, which is in most games out there. So you start the game, it does a countdown like 3, 2, 1, start, and then you have like 2 enemies come in from the sides. You defeat those, and then it says like wave 2, and then like 3 or 4 enemies come in, and you keep going up wave by wave by wave. That's what I'm thinking. I think we already have an enemy spawner in the game right here. So I just turn that on, and that spawns enemies, so boom. So all I need to do is, number 1, add blockers, so we block off the level on the street, and then essentially build that wave system where after you defeat those enemies, then the spawn system will then spawn a few more. I think it's pretty doable. I don't think it should take too long. It sounds pretty simple, not too complicated. If you guys have any other ideas to make the demo I don't know, more fun and not so generic. I think I do want to build the system that I've created as like the demo, because it's very straightforward and simple, something I can get done fast, which is what we need at this point in time. But if you guys have any ideas to make that demo a little bit less generic and more unique, I am all ears. So guys, give me your ideas. Let's do this. I'm gonna catch up on chat, say hi to you guys. You guys give me your ideas, then we'll pray to get started, launch things off, and then I will show you guys the awesome things I've been working on this game. Okay, so chat, then prayer, then reveals. Okay, and I think you guys are gonna like it. Again, Scroufy, thanks for being here. Cyanide, Dino Thunder White, welcome to the stream. Jesse, how do you organize to-do lists, etc.? It's kind of weird. The way that I do things, I don't really recommend to anyone. I do it differently depending on what I'm working on. So, this is really weird, but when I work on visual effects contracts, like when I'm working hour by hour, I will keep track of my hours in Notepad. So I'll just pull open Notepad and then type in the time. Like if I was starting right now, I'd put in like 10:04, or like I'd round to like 10:05, say 10:05 a.m. dash, and then I would work, and then when I finished working on a shot for a movie or a commercial or whatever, then I would end the time at 12:05 p.m. or whatever, and then I would calculate that just in my head into hours, like that was 2 hours or whatever, and then I would keep track like that. So that's how I do visual effects contracts. How I've been keeping track of my work on Stream Focus, which is this multi-chat app here that I've been working on. I actually use, this is probably my best system, is what I use for Stream Focus. I use ClickUp. ClickUp is a task manager app. It's free. I use that for Stream Focus tasks and to-do lists. What else do I do? I don't really have a I don't really have a task list or a to-do list for my Pixel Fire stuff. It's just all in my head of the things that I do have a whiteboard. I would show it to you, but it has some personal stuff on it too. But I have a whiteboard over there. It's like this wide by like this tall. It's pretty big. And that actually has like kind of a big bird's eye view of like all the stuff that I'm working on. And that kind of keeps me like, not on track, it just keeps things at front of mind, if that makes sense. Because if I don't write that stuff down, then I'll forget about it. So that's all up there. So yeah, a few things. These anims are spaghetti. Are spaghetti? What do you mean spaghetti? What does that mean? Elizabeth, he's a vendor. Elizabeth, good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Participating in at a Comic-Con. Attending or participating? Would it be participating? Thanks for sharing the live, Shade. Means a lot. Oh, does anyone in the chat like coffee? Any coffee drinkers in here? The only one I remember Elizabeth prefers tea, but I could be totally wrong. So I'm pretty sure it's hosting. Wait, hosting a vendor booth if it's for your IP, yet you directly aren't there hosting. I don't think it's hosting, because I feel like the host would be whoever like owns and manages the entire Comic-Con. I feel like that would be the host. But again, I've never been to a single Comic-Con in my life, so I'm the last person you'd want to ask on that. Is that Jerry from Comic Book? It is. This is Drip, the tiger superhero with dreadlocks. He is from a comic book series called Tooland, and that's the client who I'm building this game for. Make the trees realistic. So none of this game is realistic. It's not a realistic game. It's a kind of a stylistic, modern 3D type game. But I do agree with you that the trees, they're from a pack. They do not quite fit the style of the rest of the game. I would like to change them at some point. But yeah, I'm with you on that. It'd be cool if there were onomatopoeias when you take down an enemy. Pow, bang, zam. Oh no, there totally is. Let me show you this. Let me fight this guy. Let me just knock him out. See, check this out. Ready? Boom, kaboom. Did you see that? Have you not seen that, Cyanide? I implemented that a while back. Not a while back. It was probably like, hey, thanks for the follow on Purple Darvadus. Appreciate it. So I have it so every once in a while those like comic book style effects will pop up. Let me go find another. Even on the cars, if you destroy a car. Kaboom. See that? Pick up some Infinium. Let's go back here. I'm about to show you guys what I've been working on in a second, okay? See that BAM pop up? Let's do a car. And if you'll notice too, the cars also dent in when you hit them. Blammo! Boom! No worries, Cyanide. Brandon, what's up? Morning. I remember watching you building. I think these guys in Blood are awesome. Brandon, dude, welcome back to the stream. It's good to have you here. Participant. Okay, participant. Participate in the Comic Con. Had a cup this morning already? Dude, nice, Cyanide. What kind of coffee do you like? You hate coffee? Oh, no, Elizabeth. Elizabeth! Sorry, I have to do that every time. At least once every stream that you're here, Elizabeth, I'm going to say your name like that. I'm sorry, I just have to. What kind of coffee do you prefer, Cyanide? Light roast, medium roast, dark roast. I'll tell you guys a fun fact about roasts in a bit. Actually, I'll tell you now before I forget. So, light roast coffee is actually the most caffeinated coffee, okay? Medium roast is medium, and then dark roast is actually the least caffeinated coffee. Because essentially, the more that a bean is roasted, the more caffeine it loses. They're essentially just burning it, right? So you're essentially like burning out the caffeine. I like medium roast. That's where I'm at. I'll drink anything really, but I prefer medium roast. Light roast, I'll drink light roast too. Dark roast is just a little too bitter most of the time, so I don't prefer dark roast. How about anything for medium? Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and pray. Wait, let me get, chat real quick. He's participant, morning. Make sure I catch up on everything. It's a good thing I freaking love Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, it's a good thing. Hit the Gangnam Style, please. What? What in the world? No one has ever asked me that. Okay, that's all the chat. Okay. Let's pray real quick, and then to get started, and then I'm going to show you guys all the stuff I've been working on this game off stream. Okay, so give me a minute to pray. Not even that long, like 30 seconds to pray, and then I'll reveal to you guys what I've been working on. Okay. Thank you, Jesus, so much for this beautiful day, the beautiful weather that we have here. Lord, I thank you so much for this stream and just this opportunity to work on this video game. I thank you for the opportunity to stream and to hang out with all these people that are watching now. I pray a blessing over them, Lord, those that are watching now and those that might join later. Lord, would you please bless them? Would you please help them to trust in you if they don't already? Lord, I pray that you would show them your love, show them your blessing, show them your goodness and kindness. And Lord, I just thank you so much for who you are. You are good. You are gracious. You are kind. You are merciful. And Lord, we love you. It's in your name I pray. Amen. Okay, guys, let's do this. Drink mainly dark roast, but open to any and every coffee. Dark roast. Okay, Brandon. Okay, Brandon's up in here with dark roast. Amen, 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 amen. Okay, let's do this. Okay, guys. So, as some of you know, we have these weapons right here. Okay, we can punch. Different hook, jab, uppercut. We have a shield that you can hold in front of you to block, and you can throw it whoosh, like Captain America, and it comes back to you. Okay. Does iced coffee make me? No, iced coffee's good. I like iced coffee. Oh, Keely's, what's up? How's it going? Iced coffee's really good. I don't have it often, but it's very good. So we have the shield. Okay, and we have the cannon. I gotta make sound effects because we don't have any sound effects yet. And then if you hold it down, it's a charge up, big blast. Okay, still need to work on the effects for this stuff. It doesn't look that great. It's really just placeholders. But so that's what we've got. And then we have jumping. Okay, we have double jumping, and we have rolling on the ground. And I recently implemented where you hold down your jump button and you charge up and jump into the air, and then you're in jetpack mode. Okay, this is a recent addition, and you can fly slow to just kind of like hover around, and you can fly fast like that. Okay, and then as you fly around, you can also ascend by holding your jump button. Right now it just says jump. These will be icons on the buttons later, and then when you let go, it will decrease until it gets back to that default hover height. Okay, and then when you want to exit jetpack flight mode, you just press the jump button, boop, and he returns to ground. Okay, so that's the flight mode. You guys have seen that. I think most of you have seen that. But what I've been working on off stream, my client requested, he said, okay, Zach, this is what I want. I want Drip to be able to use his weapons in the air while you're flying around in jetpack boat. I said, okay, that's easy. That's totally easy. I could do that. All I got to do is just allow you to do it, because I previously had blockers in the code where it's like, if you're flying, do not allow shield, cannon, punch staff. Essentially, that's how I had it in code. I was like, I'll just turn those blockers off. So I turned those blockers off, and I flew into the air, and it did not work. It looked absolutely terrible. All types of weird things. Look at this. Do you guys see this right here? Can you guys see this? This is the ridiculously chaotic animation system inside Unity, okay? This is where let me actually grab Drip so you can see where he's at, okay? So this is what he's in. He's in his attack, walk, run, blend cycle, okay? All of these little web things are different animations. So when he pulls his staff out, it's gonna go to this staff sling out animation. Watch this, staff boop. Do you see that? It went from any state to staff sling out. Boop, hit, staff hit one. If I hit it multiple times, doot, it's going in between those staff hit animations and then eventually returning back to this guy right here. If I jump, boosh, it jumps with that, goes to that animation, transitions to the jump land animation, and then back to the attack, walk, run, idle, blend, okay? But that's just one layer. That's the base layer. Then I also have a shield layer, and a cannon layer, and an extra breathing layer, and a flight layer, and a get hit layer, okay? So it's very complicated, and essentially what was happening was, actually, I'll just show you guys a video of what was happening, okay? Let me do this. I posted it on X. I should have posted it on the Discord. Let me pull it up on X. This is gonna kind of reveal a little bit of what I've been working on, but I'll just go ahead and show it to you guys. To mobile game, showcase. Okay. Okay. So, here's a video. So I made it so you could fly around and also shoot your cannon at the same time. But then when you return to the ground, this is what happens. Oh my gosh. Okay, skip forward so I don't reveal too much. Shoot. Cool. Return to ground. Nope. Essentially what was happening was... So like it would, when you fly up into the air, it switches on a different animation layer to only work on upper body stuff. But then when you go back to ground, the ground uses the full body, but it didn't turn it back off. So it's still using upper body for cannon mode, but your lower body for run around. And so, yeah, so weird, janky stuff like that is what was happening when I implemented weapon mode. So I have been heads down working on this stuff, trying to get it fixed and sorted, and I'm very happy to say now that it all works correctly, and I'm going to show you guys what it all looks like. Here we go. So we have all the weapons working on the ground, and we now also have all the weapons working in flight mode. Here we go. Actually, let me turn the enemies on for this. Enemies on, boop. Okay, I'm going to get down into charge mode and jump. Okay, we're flying around now. So flying normal, I pull the cannon out, and he will automatically track towards the enemies as you fly around them. Okay, so all I'm doing is using my fingers on the arrow key, but obviously on mobile you're going to be using this joystick right here. So as you fly around, he's targeting on. If you let go of cannon, like pressing punch, then he'll go back into flight mode, and then you're not auto targeting. You can fly around wherever, but you pull out cannon, and then you can constantly shoot at them, and they actually get hit. So another thing I worked on was enemies will also receive damage when you shoot the cannon at them. That was not the case before. So I'm gonna fly over these guys, locked onto him, shoot with cannon. He's trying to shoot at me. Got him. So that is the cannon in the air. Another weapon in the air, which I think is the most fun, is the shield. Now this took some time. Where's the enemies? Oh, I didn't turn them on. There we go. Okay. Here's the shield. Here's the shield, guys. Here's the shield. Here's the shield. This is the coolest thing I think in the game is the shield. Okay, so I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna jump. I'm in flight mode. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my shield. Again, it's auto targeting towards them, and I can throw it towards them. And he'll like go back and come back in like some like physics, like he's throwing it, and it just feels really good. Throwing. And then another thing, what is that jump there? Something's jumping. And then, so what you can do is you can also hold down your shield to block. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it down. He goes into this like mid-air hover shield, and again, it's auto rotating. So I need to do a lot of work on the enemies still. Like the enemies that run towards you, like they get stuck because they're constantly trying to run towards your position directly underneath you when you're flying. So I need to make it so that they back off a little bit. And then also the enemies that do have pew-pews, they can't shoot up at you. They can only shoot horizontal. So like if we go find an enemy that has a pew-pew, let's see. Any pew-pews over here? I honestly probably need to make it so that all enemies have a pew-pew, but they just don't pull it out unless they absolutely have to. Because like if you're in the air, an enemy's not gonna be able to attack you if they don't have a pew-pew. Let me restart real quick and see if we can get an enemy with a pew-pew. Nope. There's one, okay. Charge. Okay, so like look at this pew-pew guy. It's like he's backed off, but he's shooting, he can only shoot horizontal. See? So I need to make him so that they can actually look up at you and aim up at you. But Drip, the character, he does look down at the enemies and hovers around them, throws a shield at them, and then will also, when you hold down block and fly around them, he will always rotate towards them. And so when I do make it so the enemies can shoot up at you, he'll actually be able to block in midair, which I think is just gonna be so fun. Like you can fly around, throw your shield, oh, they start shooting at you, and then hold down shield to block, and then pull out your cannon. Oh my gosh, guys, another thing that was so difficult to figure out in this game was how to make it so that both the cannon and the shield, you can use them simultaneously without fully putting one or the other away. So I have them essentially on two different arms and in two different layers. So we have a shield layer and a cannon layer. So if we look up here, if I go into this avatar, click this, look at this. This right here is the shield avatar. So it uses animations, but only on the right arm. And same thing for the cannon. The cannon has an avatar that only has the left hand and left arm being driven by the animations for the cannon. So it's like so complicated, but it works. See, I have my cannon and my shield pulled out. I can shoot. Oh, he died, so I lost track of an enemy. Let's find one. There's one. So I can shoot. Oh, I pressed reset. Sorry, guys. I thought my mouse was on the cannon button. Okay. So I can pull my shield out. I can shoot, throw shield, and shoot, and throw shield, or do whatever you want, and then block if I really want to. And it was so much. I can't even begin to describe to you how much work it was to make this, what seems like something so simple, but to make it all work together and to not interfere with each other, because they're essentially all separate weapon systems being driven by different body parts and different animations, and making them all work at the same time and then go back and forth is like, it was a nightmare, but I finally got it done. That was one of those things I just had to do off stream because like there was so much back and forth and boring stuff that you guys wouldn't even want to watch, and so yeah. Nice. Cannon is super OP. So honestly, a lot of these weapons and even the flying is really OP so far in this game, and that's because I haven't integrated the Infinium power-up system yet. So the Infinium is these crystals right here when you destroy stuff. You see the Infinium on the ground? That's essentially the power-up of the game. So when you collect that, there will be a meter up in the UI next to your health meter, your health bar, and that Infinium bar, if you have Infinium, that's what will give your jetpack juice essentially to be able to use it. And as you use your jetpack, you'll run out of that Infinium and then you'll have to go back to the ground. Same thing with your cannon, probably that will be fully driven by the Infinium power-ups. So the more you use it, you'll use up your Infinium, that will deplete, and then you can't use your cannon anymore until you get more Infinium. Same thing with a shield probably too. Like you could probably always hold it, I wanna say. You probably hold and block, but like to throw it and have it come back to you, I don't know, maybe. We'll figure it out. Another thing I did off stream recently was I made it so that the shield actually blocks stuff, okay? It did not do that before. And before, the enemy could also just walk right through the shield. Now they can't. Now they're kind of pushed back. And if you run at an enemy, he'll kind of like he'll play his get hit animation when you run into an enemy with your shield held up, which I think is it's a nice touch. We don't really think about things like these when we play video games these days. Like, we take them for granted. Like, it just makes sense. Like, yeah, if you run into an enemy and you're holding a weapon up, yeah, the enemy should knock back. But we don't think about like what it takes to actually make that happen until you actually work on a video game and make it happen. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's fun though. I enjoy it. So yeah, that is everything I've been working on this game off stream, and now it is time to build the demo for this game. I got an idea that I think may look good. Maybe add smaller effects for hits here and there to add. Oh yeah, 100%. So I essentially have not added any visual effects in this game yet. I've got to add all that. That is on my to-do list. I actually do have a to-do list for this game. I'm gonna pull it up here. I'm not gonna show you guys because this all has dollar values attached to it as well. But I am going to read off to you guys this task list. This is everything left that I have to get done this month to finish this game. Are you guys ready for this? And then after I read this list, I will catch back up on chat. Okay. Music, sound effects, dialogue, narration, Bree Owl. Those are the watches, his like AI watches that he has that talk to him. It's kind of like Jarvis for Iron Man. So Bree Owl dialogue, box pop-ups. That's like the tooltip, helpful tip things. Menu screen and settings. Cutscene for the police station. That's mostly done. I've just got a little bit more work to do there. Cutscene for the docks boss fight. Cutscene, finish jump off building, add jetpack superhero landing. The boss fight, which is Rampage's movesets, integrate mocap for him, coding, logic effects. Put the visual effects in the game, namely fire and smoke. More VFX for the cannon laser, the blasts and stuff. We need to build the health UI bar, the Infinium UI bar, the UI button improvements for these, like putting in icons instead of text. Fighting and weapon improvements. I've already done a lot of that, but there's a little bit more stuff to do. Infinium power-up system. That's where when you collect the Infinium, his suit will light up. So like right now you'll see that he has, whoa. He has, his suit has like these red lines that go through it. I want to make those glowing red whenever he's powered up with Infinium. So I'm gonna do that. We have level zoning remaining work. Level's pretty much done. There's just some more zoning to do. We need to do the death and restart screen for when the player dies. Currently, player is completely invincible. The city skyline, I have to make the city background for the skyline. We have to fix the goon, that's the enemy, the bare torso. So the bare torso texture is broken, I need to fix that. Need to add death from falling below camera during rooftop hops. I actually already did that. Let me show that to you guys. I have not shown that on stream. I started to work on it on stream a few streams ago, but I didn't finish it, but I then finished it off stream. So let me fly up here. I'm gonna show you guys this. Okay, so you land up here. Okay, so when you're jumping rooftop to rooftop, if you fall, this is what will happen. Ready? Boom. Oh, it works so beautifully, so fluidly. So the idea with this whole section when you're up in the building rooftops is you have to jump from rooftop to rooftop, and if you fall, you go back. So, and he's supposed to be in flight mode the whole time, so you can, yeah, so you can just jump like this. Oh, that's a glitch with the flight system. So I need to, when you're flying around on rooftop, only in the rooftop, he goes like this. I need to work on that. But yeah, so if you fall or run out of Infinium, you'll fall down, fade to black, fade back in, and then it will spawn you back at the previous ledge, which was that was fun to work on. So that's done as well. Remaining tasks for this month to finish the game after that is add better water at the docks, a better water system, because right now it's just a blue plane. Add cartoon episode snippets at beginning and end of game to kind of bookend the game with cartoon cutscenes. And then I have boss fight, Rampage. He needs to do taunts and talking back and forth with the player. And then also boss fight interactions with his goons, his enemies. I need to make the opening tutorial in the basketball court. I need to put some graffiti in the metro area. That shouldn't take, like, most of these tasks are very like simple, straightforward, one-off things that should only take me like a few hours each. But let me go show you guys the metro area real quick. And I just really want to add some graffiti in here. I'll show you guys where. This is my favorite location of the entire level. I just think it looks gorgeous. This was some of you guys who are watching the stream have been here for a while. You know that I built this off of references from the Matrix. I love the Matrix, and I just love the green foggy vibe down here. This is my favorite spot in the whole game. But yeah, so I'd really like to add some graffiti on the walls back there. I think it would add a lot. Police car flashing lights. Need to add some flashing lights to police cars at the beginning of the level. Would like to add clouds into the sky. Need to add some textures to the dock, the wood. Some car texture improvements, like make the windows black at night. So currently all of the windows are just this tinted blue, which works fine during the day. But when we're at nighttime, let me actually transport drip further in the level. Whoa. Let me turn it off. We transport drip further in the level where it's nighttime. See, all the cars, they still have that same blue tint, which doesn't work very well at night. So I need to make them so that they will slowly tint to black as we go from day to night transition. So that's another task. And then 2 more, achievement system. I'd really like to make an achievement system like it's an extra thing for people that want to do that, like defeat every enemy in the game, or destroy every object in the game, or beat the level in 5 minutes or something like that. So achievement system. And then I would like to add some better water fountain effects to the water fountain, but that's not necessary. It's just something I'd like to do if we have time. So that's all the tasks that I have to complete in this month to get this game done. And that is, how many tasks is that? 33 tasks. Each taking a few hours each. That's doable. That's doable, right? I think that's doable. That's doable, right? Please tell me it's doable, guys. Okay, let me just catch up on chat and then we will make this demo. Okay. You programmed the buttons. Yes, I did. You need an animator. So most of these animations I recorded myself with the motion capture suit. So we recorded that mocap live on stream. That was a lot of fun. Some of the stuff I hand animated, like the poses for the flight and the hovering and the shield hold while you're in the air. I animated those poses. There are a few in here that are from Mixamo. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, if we hired like a dedicated animator for this game, that would be super cool. We just don't have the budget and the manpower for that. Lurking while working home in the morning is going crisp lunatic, dude. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you again. Thanks for being here. Random, but about coffee, do you put anything in it or drink it black? I can drink it black, but I really don't like to. I like doing milk and sugar. I do milk and sugar. Yep. I could drink it with just milk and no sugar. I could also drink it with just sugar and no milk. I really could. I would still do it. I would rather have any of those variations rather than having no coffee at all. But if I'm gonna have it my way, I want to have milk and some sugar in it. Name of the game is Twoland. Number 2, dash land, L-A-N-D. So basically write the whole game. Yep, exactly. No, so yeah, I've been working on this game off and on for the past like year and a half. Yeah, I think what took the longest was just piecing the level together. That took so long. What is up? First time chat, Chlorophilius. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I just read your bio and watched a bit of your stream. Does the term Gaussian splat, yes, ring a bell? I just had an idea, a fighting game similar to yours where you scan rooms or environments and use them as the game world. Fighting game where you scan rooms or environments and use them as a game. Okay, question. Do you mean like the developer scans real rooms and real environments and then uses them in the game? Or are you saying the player in the game scans stuff in the game and then reuses it in the game? Which of those two are you talking about? Because those are two very different things. Eros Meraki, this is fire. Thanks for being here, dude. Thanks. That means a lot. I mean, it's totally different from what you're doing, but an idea is an idea, and now it is out. Now it is out. What is out? Hey Google, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hey, can but more as attempt. He can but more as what do you mean by that? I'm not sure. The idea is out. Because I mean I've seen the okay. So here's the thing I'll say about both those ideas. I don't know which idea you're talking about, but I will say something about both those ideas. So the first thing is, if you mean like scanning real world locations and putting them in the game, like that's already done. Like people do that in games all the time. They'll use photo scans for in-game like models and graphics and cliffs and rocks and trees and stuff like that's already done in a lot of AAA games. They'll use scans, photogrammetry. And as far as the other idea, if that's what you're talking about, I have seen a few games where you as the player in the game actually do stuff like take a picture and then you can open that picture again somewhere else and then it will recreate like a 3D version of your picture. I forget what it's called, but it looks really interesting. What is that? What was that called? Video game, take picture, turn into 3D. I can't find anything. If I find it, I'll try to mention it on stream next time. But yeah, it was really cool. They can be shipped with pre-scanned environment. Yep. But it is up to the player to scan new worlds. You mean for the player to scan new stuff in real life and then put it into the game, or they scan stuff in the game? Because I've seen game concepts where they actually will not scan stuff in the game, but like take picture of an environment, and then that picture turns into like a 3D version of the picture, and then you can pull it out and then use it for stuff. That's really cool. I wish I could find it. Oh, I want to find it now. Let me go to X because that's where I saw it. It was a long time ago though. Picture 3D game. No, I've never tried Roblox Studio before. Ugh, what is all this stuff? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? What's that game where you take pictures in game and then the picture can be reused and turns into a 3D version of the picture? Viewfinder. It's called Viewfinder. Okay, I need to show you guys this. Check this out. I'm gonna keep it muted because of copyright stuff, but I'm gonna show you guys this. Check this out. Watch this. Okay. This is someone reviewing the game, so I don't know how long you're gonna take to do all this. Okay. Skip forward a little bit. Okay, so he's picking up this picture, okay? He picks up the picture. And then, with that picture, you can aim it and then press. And then it just made a 3D version of that picture, which you can then walk into. Isn't that awesome? I remember seeing this like a year or two ago. I was like, that is such a creative idea. Here's another one. Grab that picture. Sorry, I skipped the actual cool part. Isn't that cool? It's so trippy. Okay, enough of that. Okay, guys, let's build this demo. We've got to build this demo. Are there any other ideas? Hey, Eros Meraki, thank you for the rose. Means a lot, dude. Seeing its Unity and getting PTSD. Oh, sorry, I'm a Blender girl who's scared of Unity. Hey, I use Blender. Blender is my 3D package. Unity is just my game engine. I used to use the Blender game engine back when that was a thing. Yeah, I've been using Blender since 2006. How old was I in 2006? 14 is when I first started picking up Blender. Yeah, I'm a huge Blender lover fan. Blender has my heart. Blender is my #1 software package. I use it for visual effects and animations and movies and TV shows. I use it for game design, and then Unity is just my game engine package. But yeah, I'm a huge Blender lover. Use both. Wii U, yes, Wii U, what? This game was amazing. Did you play Viewfinder? I never got to play it. Is it saying, can I ask when your deadline for the game? June 1st. Well, which deadline? The 1st or the 2nd or 3rd or the 4th? This is like the 4th. We were supposed to have the deadline like May 1st, but now we're 3 days past it. So the new deadline is June 1st. Okay, guys, let's make this demo. Please tell me if you guys have any ideas to make this demo even better, okay? So what we're doing is, so this is level 1 of the game, but I want to make a playable demo for my client to use at Comic-Cons so that the demo can be on his phone attached to a TV screen so that people that pass by and see his booth, they can come by and actually play a demo of the game, okay? So what I'm thinking again for this demo is we just lock off a section of City Street like right here, and we just have the enemies come in waves, okay? So like 2 come in wave 1, you defeat them, and then wave 2 starts and like 3 or 4 enemies come in, something like that. Super simple, basic. But before I start working on that right now, do you guys have any ideas, any other ideas to make that demo even better and more intriguing? I would like one idea from each person in chat. I had no idea Blender used to have a game. Oh yeah, Blender used to have a game engine. I made a few games with the Blender game engine. I made Tic-Tac-Toe. These are very fond memories. I was like in the middle of my teen years. I made Tic-Tac-Toe in Blender game engine. I made a game called Maze Craze. I need to find these games. I have them on a hard drive somewhere, and I need to show them to you guys. I feel like I'm getting called on by a teacher for a question I don't know. Chris Bluestick, what ideas do you have? Like, you heard the demo, right? The demo. What could make the demo better? Well, first, hold on. To make the demo actually playable, I'm gonna need to make it so that, because right now, the player has unlimited health. Well, all I have to do is tweak a value for that. So right now, he doesn't actually have unlimited health. He has 1,000, I think I said it at. Where's the player's health? Sorry about that, guys, excuse me. Player, health script. 1,000. So if I make it like 100, then he'll run out of health a lot faster. And then, but here's the thing, he doesn't actually die yet. Let's see. And he doesn't take damage from. I love it in this game how the enemies can shoot their own enemies. It's so funny. He's almost dead. Oh, so he's at health 0, but nothing happens. So I still need to make the character death animation and the health bar. So I guess I do need to do that for the demo too. But right now, let's block off the street for the demo. Let's start with that. And again, guys, any ideas you have? I don't want to reveal the police station area yet, so I really want to make sure that I'm blocked off really well. We'll go from here to here, I think. Yeah. So I'll allow even the player to go back in. Actually, I'm not going to allow them to go into the church courtyard. We could go further back here. I could do this area. Then they're going to see the gas station. I could also just allow this area, because this is the very beginning of the level. We could do the demo from like here to here. Should we do that? No, I think I want to put the demo right here. I'll put the demo right here. This is a really nice spot. Let's do that. Okay. So we're going to go into our zoning. Where's our zoning? Okay. Zoning's already on. We'll go into scene view. Where are we? All the work is looking that way because it is a side scroller game. So like there is nothing over there. Completely blank world. Okay, so let's do our zoning. We need to see the zoning. Let's just grab this guy. Oh, I can't even grab that guy. The way I could grab that guy is if I turned on all of their mesh renderers. Boop. Then grab that guy. Duplicate it. Bring it over here. Okay. And I'm actually going to pull it out of zoning because I want to make a separate game object to hold all of the zoning stuff. So then when we actually ship the final game, I can just turn zoning off. And when I ship the demo of this game, I can have only the zoning on, if that makes sense. So now I can turn all those mesh renderers back off because we don't need those. And then I'm gonna make a empty parent. This is gonna be demo, okay? And then let's turn this guy, boop. Just do 90, go into top-down view. Okay, then make it wrong way. X. Really wide so you can't get past this. Yep. Okay, that's good for that end of the demo. And then let's duplicate it, and this end of the demo will be over here. I think that's good, about right there. Let's see how that feels in game. I think I do wanna make it so that you can't go into the church courtyard during the demo. So I'm gonna duplicate this again one more time and put a blocker back here. So one thing that I have not mentioned yet is that my family and I, we are going to visit my parents. We're taking like a mini vacation this week. We're gonna be gone for We're gonna be gone for a while, like 5 days. We're gonna be gone for like 5 days, so that does eat into this month a little bit, for quite significantly actually, for this game. So I told my client that I was gonna get this demo done before we left for that little vacation trip. So I need to get this done by like tomorrow or the next day, so I can actually send it to him. I'm just gonna put this right there. Yeah. Okay, that feels good. This feels like a really nice blocked off zone. And I don't think I need one right here because we already have that in the zoning. Or we should. Oh no, that is, hold on. Yeah, we do, we have it right there. Cool. So that should work. I'll catch up on chat, guys, in like 10 seconds. Okay. So that's set. I'm going to turn these mesh renderers off. There we go. And then, actually, should I actually make these, should I make the edges of this demo a little bit visible? Like with a transparent material? Maybe even a grid. Maybe like you run into it and it like, you know what I mean? Like in the Hunger Games, when they get too close to the edge of like the big shield bubble that's around them when they're in the Hunger Games, and you touch it and it's like, that's probably overkill. I always go way too far above and beyond with stuff that I don't even need to do, but I just have cool ideas and I want to do it, but I probably should not do it. It's gonna take too much unnecessary time. It would be so cool though. Admit it, guys. It would be so cool. Okay, let's test out this zone for the demo. I'll catch up on chat. Okay, now in one sentence, the player... Okay, I can't even run past this part. Yeah, we need to move that a little bit. I need to take the zoning wall all the way to there. Let's go over here. That feels good. Yeah, I feel like we definitely need to add... Okay, I'm completely stuck. What is happening? My hands are not touching. What is happening? Definitely don't want that to happen in the demo. Okay. Family friendly streaming here. Okay. Heading to a meeting but stopping in to prove was here. Good luck. Chaotic. It's so good to see you, dude. Thanks for being here. Hope that meeting goes well. Player could be called by a phone that pops up with a feisty commentator talking about enemies coming up. Okay, so I mean, you're not too far off from how this game is actually going to be, because this character Drip in his comic book world, within the lore and the world and the comic book and stuff and the stories, he has two watches. Their names are Al and Bree. They're like kind of a married couple, like Al and Bree, and they're like alien technology, and they talk to the player kind of like how Jarvis talks to Iron Man, and they give him tips and stuff. And like not Jarvis, Al is more like Jarvis. He's very like sophisticated and logical, and Bree is more like she's like spunky and sarcastic, and actually Al is a little bit sarcastic too. But yeah, so we have those two personalities in the watches that are gonna be feeding into the player. Brady's been fried from trying to learn how to character animate in Blender. Maybe if you have a beginning mission that leads into a cutscene, you could just play the first mission until the cutscene. No, I need to go super small for this demo, because like the priority is to just get the game done. And my client didn't even ask for the demo. I just felt bad that I have to keep pushing the deadline on this game, so I was like, let me make a demo so that you can have something at Comic-Cons to show off, but even though it's not the final game. So he's like, okay, cool, yeah, that'd be cool. So this is mostly me doing this, but I need to make sure I leave enough time to actually finish the game, so I just want to get this demo done and working. You can show off the cartoon cutscenes beforehand. We could, yes. Hey, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Really appreciate it. We could, but I want to make this demo very easy for you to put down. Like if someone comes to his booth, sees the demo running on the game, they can just pick it up and just start playing right away. And then when they're done, they put it down, and then the next person that walks up to the booth can pick it up and start playing right away, right? I want it to be kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't want people to have to watch through something or like I want them to be able to play right away. That's the best I can describe it. The one on the right side could finish on the crosswalk. Maybe it would look nicer. Let's see. Let me actually go ahead and fix this one real quick, because this one does need to go further over for sure. Here we go. On the crosswalk. Yes, I agree, but here's the thing. I don't want to reveal too much of this police station, and you kind of see it in the side view of the camera, so I might actually bring it back further. I think I'm going to do this. I want to make it small, like right there. I'm going to do that, actually. Okay. Let me actually play around real quick with actually giving these some transparent materials so that you can see that this is a demo. Maybe it's a bad idea, but I want to see what it looks like at least. So let's turn these mesh renderers on, but just give them a different material. Materials, create. What did I make? I made the wrong thing. Whoopsie. My hand slipped and I made the wrong thing. Delete. Create material. Demo walls. And then in all those three, bring in the demo walls. Boop. And then demo wall material, let's make it gray and then transparent. Need to make it transparent. Guys, I think that actually looks pretty good. It makes it feel more like a demo. Let's see it in game. Maybe it's a bad idea. What do you guys think? I actually kind of like it. Because if we don't have any material there, then it's just an invisible wall. And it's like, why can't I go past there, you know? But here, it makes it feel more intentional. And it kind of, for me at least, it builds up hype like, whoa, this is fun. This is a cool game that I'm getting to try out for this indie comic book guy at Comic-Con. And he's got this game that he's working on, or a game that his team is working on. And when the game is done, I'll be able to go into those areas. I'll be able to go further right and further left, and I'll be able to go explore this churchyard area. Like, to me, it feels like it builds hype more. I think we could make it look better, like maybe add a grid system to it. Let me do that. Let me add a grid. I know I have a grid texture that I made a while back. Where is that? Actually, I have a grid material that I made that actually worked. Let me actually change it to this. I say worked to where, like, I actually put some work into this grid material to where it is like triplanar projection, if anyone knows what that is. It's a little advanced complex stuff. If anyone knows what triplanar projection is in the chat, I'll be very impressed. So then let me actually make that transparent. Oh, so I made a custom shader for this and it's not transparent. I wonder if I could make it transparent. Before I do that, let me actually just go back to demo walls. Let me try to do demo walls and see what it looks like if I just add the texture to this. So to the grid texture. I'm gonna catch up on chat, guys, in like 10 seconds. Do I not have a grid texture? Did I think I baked that into the shader. Let me just actually open up that shader. Take a look, see real quick. Grid shader. Oh no, there is a texture 2D, so I am using texture, triplanar. Yeah, okay. Where is the texture? Grid. Can't see. Oh, it's in the sample environment grid base map. Okay, let me use that. Demo walls, grid. Okay. Boop. Can't even see it. Turn transparency back up. So it's there. Yeah, I just need to use the shader that I created, but make it so I can have it transparent. That should be pretty easy to do. Let me get you a bunch of real quick. Blitzo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hi, hello, it's good. I have a question. What's your question, Blitzo? You can make it visible when the player is approaching it, though. That's a good idea. That sounds like it would look really polished. We could try that. Project a texture in each axis, great for procedural models. Salty Steve, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Did you just look that up though? I believe you. That's cool. That's cool. Triplanar projection on most of my playground testing. Oh, that's awesome, Dr. Style. That's so cool. Perfect. Most games have at least grid showing when player is close to the wall. Yep. I think I'm gonna try it. Man, wouldn't it be cool if this game could synchronize to a real smartwatch, like for example in Death Stranding, where you can hear the baby through the speaker of the controller? What? I've never heard of that before. Please elaborate. More visual feedback on the hit impacts would be nice. Small things like screen shake. Yes, for sure. And if not on the main enemy, if not on the enemies, then definitely on the final boss fight with Rampage, for sure. I do have some camera shake in the cutscenes when Rampage, the final boss, busts through doors and stuff. I could add that for sure. Otherwise, I can finish on the crosswalk. Oh yeah, I already saw that. Okay. Okay, I'm caught up. When you plan on releasing this game, you've been working on it for a while. So the new date, Raz, the due date is June 1st. So I should be done in a month. We will see. But then it's up to my client to actually decide on what the final release date will be. Probably sometime this summer. I do know that I made a commercial for him a while back. He's going to use that for some marketing material. And also, we want to get some feedback on this game in like a pre-beta release version with you guys. So he's kind of going to be collecting feedback from people at Comic-Cons when he lets them play this demo. And I actually want to release a full version of the game in beta to you guys for you to be able to, like, you guys, how I'll probably do it is the way that I'll probably only do it for Android devices and not iPhone, but I'm not sure yet. I might do for iPhone. It will be released to both for the final game, but for the beta, for testing and feedback and stuff, I'll get emails from you guys if you want to test the game out. And then through the Google Play Store, I can send you a private link to the game, to that email address, and then you download it to your phone, and you can play it on your phone, and then you can give me feedback. So I'll probably like add to our Discord or make a separate Discord or something for all that feedback. But I would love feedback in the game, for the game, from you guys before we actually release the final. Yeah, Raz, I mean, I'll always talk about it. I mean, if you just, the best thing to do is join the Discord. I announce everything there. If not, then just hop on my stream every once in a while and ask me if the game's released yet, and I'll let you know. Okay, let's build these grids. Let's do it. Demo, let's actually use my grid that I built, the grid shader grid, and let's try to make this shader transparentable, because I don't think it's transparentable. Nope, it's not. Okay. Okay, so let's go into the shader. It should be pretty straightforward. We just got to, we don't have an alpha, so I need to make it alpha-able. Color mode, nope. Node settings, graph settings, material lit. We need to do surface type opaque to transparent. Okay. And that opened up this alpha value. So I should be able to do it now. Make it transparent, but it's gonna make the whole thing transparent. Or it's just not gonna do anything at all, just like that. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so I know what I need to do. So it is, I put this alpha here, right there, but to make it actually work in the shader, whoops, I need to actually connect the opacity to this alpha value. So the out blend, color 4, that's blending. Yeah, so probably just need to do this from here. Let's try that. Boom, that worked. Okay, here's the problem though, is that it's making the entire thing transparent. Why isn't it work? It's not working now. I don't understand what that. Okay, it's using the whole, whoopsie, it's using the whole color, not the alpha value. So I need to take only the alpha value of the color. So I need to split that color, split channel, split the channel. Yep. And not split the color. Yeah, I'll just split the color value for now. And then only the alpha goes to alpha. There we go. That should work. Grid. Boom. Now we can change this and it should work. Yes, beautiful. Okay, now our grid shader works and we can change it to whatever we want. I would love though, let's make it 50. Oops, 50. And then let's change this value to be the size. I'm actually gonna go into, what's a good size you guys feel? That feels good. Let's just do 1. That's a little small. You guys probably can't even see this, can you? Because it's like so faint, maybe. I'll do 0.75. Let's test that out. Okay. So the only thing is though, like I want the grid lines to be more visible than the gray. Does that make sense? Because right now it's all being controlled by the transparency value at the same time. So what I need to do is in the, I keep doing that, is in the grid shader. It's not the color, because that's just the whole thing. It needs to be, just the texture maybe? Because I could do the texture. Let's do this. What if I only split the texture? The problem with that is that the texture is a little weird. The texture is just... Texture is this. It doesn't actually have transparency to it. I can actually drive the alpha value by this because it already has some... It has about the variance that I would like for like how much I want the lines to be affected by alpha versus how much I want the square to be affected by alpha. And I could make it so the brighter areas are less affected by alpha. So to do that, yes, we take the texture, but I don't think the triplanar. I think we go out from here. No, I think we go out from here. But we need to convert the color to alpha somehow. Can you just convert? I don't know what the node for that is in Unity. Does anyone use Unity shader graph nodes in the chat? Where is my chat, by the way? I can't see you guys. There you are. How you guys doing, by the way? Want me to miss a laser grid or a simple demo? Oh, I like putting the word demo on. That's a good idea. We could try that. I'm good with computers, yes, but what do you mean by glitching stuff? Okay, we need to take this color value and then how do you convert it? Actually, maybe I can just use... Maybe I can just use that as the alpha. It won't let us control it, but let's see what it is. Let's see if it actually works though. It works. And we cannot control it. Yep, that doesn't work. That makes sense. Not the scene. Gosh. So we take the texture. We might actually just need to take this texture right here, but I don't think I can just do that. Yeah, I can't do that. Let's split the values of this. And let's view only the red. Why is it showing it as a circle? And I thought you could see it as... You need to do this. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, it's because we're not even using the texture here. What's the default value? I need to put a default thing in here so we can actually see it working in the shader graph. So let's pull in that grid texture. The base map there. Where's the gray one? It's the gray one. Pretty sure? Grid 1 base map. Just double check. Yes, grid 1 base map. Okay, cool. Why am I not seeing it here though? We have it now, the default value. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Opening up tabs. spending way too much time on this wall. I need to be working on the wave system, but that's what happens. That's what happens. Okay. Let's take the final value of the texture. And then we don't need split. I need like a contrast thing. Contrast. Okay. So take the final texture value. We could be able to control that contrast, and that will give us the variance between the lines and the wall. And then this out needs to go to alpha, but somehow we need to convert it to alpha, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's make a new float. And this will be grid alpha contrast. Bring it there, that controls that, and we're gonna make this a slider. 0 to 5. Default value 0. Cool, save. See if that gives us anything. Grid alpha contrast. It does. Cool, it gives us something. However, I think what it's doing is so that value right there feels good. Kind of want to make it emissive though. I don't know. I want to make it emissive. So let's send that out also to emission. Save. And then, oh wait, I can't even control emission. Gotta build the controls. This is what you get for not using a default shader. Need to add transparency to the texture or split the color. Yeah, yeah, but how do you do that? I don't know what the node is. What's the transparency? How do you add transparency to a texture? Alpha? No. I think you can just drive the alpha value with this. Even with a color thing that doesn't have any alpha in it. Pretty sure. Let me start to glitch and freeze when I start a game, then I have to restart. I mean, Zunixu, yeah, that could be anything. It sounds like a graphics card issue or maybe a RAM issue. How good or bad is your PC, Zunixu? 2 materials, 1 just grid, 1 squares. That's a good idea. I could do that. Dr. Style. I love all the devs in the chat. I really love having devs in the chat. That's super helpful. The wall can be an emissive laser grid or simple demo scrolling text. Yeah, let's see. Unity shader graph add alpha to texture. Pretty sure I'm doing it right. Image. Yeah, yes, devs. Oh, hold up. I think what we can do the out to here, to alpha, Yeah, because base color is 3, so just RGB. Alpha is 1. Okay. Alpha needs to come from here, but we don't have alpha here because we're not using this opacity. It's always set to 1. So what we need to do is set the alpha here from here. This is what we can do right here, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Grab this value, grid alpha contrast. Okay, it's actually doing something, but it's not doing enough. Okay. Grid alpha contrast, max 500, save. There we go. Look at that. Yep. Nice. That looks cool. Okay. But I'm not getting any of the square part. And it's because we're essentially increasing the contrast. And that still does nothing. So we want to be able to change the contrast, but we also want to be able to control this alpha value. So we should add a slider. No, hold on. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. What's that from, guys? Does anyone know? I need to add a slider. Float. Copy. Paste. Float 1 is going to be alpha. Wait, hold on. I'm going to call it grid transparency, even though it's transparency for the whole thing, not just the grid. This can be, again, a slider. Actually, I'm not going to make a slider, just default. Transparency can go in here, and then we need a, pretty sure it's a multiply. Multiply this result by the grid transparency, and then this can go up to here. Save. Yes, I think. Let's try it out. Okay, so we can change this. No, we can't. That's doing nothing. And this does absolutely nothing. Oh, grid transparency. Whoopsie, my bad. It's at 0. Okay. Let's do 1. Multiply by 1. Change the contrast and then increase this. Can you guys see this? I don't know what you guys can see with all the compression and stuff going on. Yeah, so now I'm actually able to sort of control like both values. So this doesn't do anything now. So I can keep that at 1. We'll bring this back down a little lower. So it's like that. So let's increase the overall value, decrease the contrast. It's not quite giving me the values that I want. Like I'm not getting any of the gray square. I think I do need to make them separate like you guys were saying. Let's make them separate somehow. So let's do this. Let's duplicate this. Okay, but then invert it. Invert colors. And then I think we need to combine them again then? No, that wouldn't make sense. Wait a second. blend them. Blend this value with this new value. No, wait, no. I need to be able to control these. So grid alpha contrast, let's make a new one. I'm gonna make this default value 0, and then copy paste. This is gonna be called let's do grid square grid squares, and we're gonna rename this one grid lines. Okay, so grid lines, grid squares. Okay. I really just want to control their alpha though. So I think it's not their contrast, but it's actually their brightness. Contrast is an adjustment. Where's an adjustment? Artistic, adjustment. There's contrast, but there's not brightness. Channel mixer, we could do. Let's do contrast for now. So that controls that controls this contrast, but then we invert the colors. And then we multiply them back together. And that goes in the opacity. Like grid squares and transparency does nothing. I don't think that's gonna work. If it does, I'll be very surprised. Yeah. Okay, so the transparency does nothing. Yep. Grid lines coming up. Grid squares. No, they're both controlling the same thing still. It's not, I know it's not contrast that we need to be changing right now. It's something else. Artistic adjustment. Is it blend? To watch while I'm also doing my uni game project. Oh, cool. Your solutions inspire me with a different approach to problem. Oh, cool. I just finished a VR game for my final year project and it was a nightmare. No, I'm sorry. What is your project? Dude, you should show me your stuff on the Discord. We have a game dev channel on the Discord where you can post your stuff. I'd love to see it. I almost need more coffee, guys. Okay, let's see. Might be a better way to do this if I just look at the, because we have a few grid texture options on here. There's the base map, which is that. Emissive. That's what I need to use for emissive, honestly. Just use that. Normal and base map for that. Okay, so we want to take the texture, the out value. Yeah, we don't want to do contrast. We want to do something else. Split. What I really wish is I could actually see this stuff in the graph editor. That would be super helpful. Oh, there it is. Cool. I just need to set this to default value 1. Okay, cool. So there's our grid. I would love to see this also as a plane, not a sphere. Can I not do that? Okay, so there's our output. We output to here, and this can be like... That's why. Okay, default value should be 1 there. Default value 1 there. Okay, so we're out to here, and then we invert, so it becomes nothing. Nothing's changing. I think what we need to do is we need to invert it first. So this invert actually needs to be coming from here. And then we go out to here. Oh, we need to check what we're inverting. Oh, that's stupid. Okay. Maybe it would work now if I do that. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we're inverting this. So as we change this, it does that value. Okay, so that works. Do we multiply them together? I don't think multiply unless maybe we just swap them. No, it wouldn't be multiply. Let's see. Might be add. It's gonna be add. Whoops, 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 whoops. Add the top to the bottom. No, it's not that. I was so confident. Actually, maybe it is. No, because that's... I feel like that's affecting both. I could be wrong, though. Maybe it is working. And then we use that value to go into the opacity. It might not be add, it might be blend. Let me try blend real quick. Blend to there, blend to there. I think that's it. Mode overlay. Oh yeah, let's do that. Not add. Yeah. Oh, and then I can change the opacity here. 0, which gets that, and 1, which gets that. So if we do 0.5, it's in between. So then I could use this grid transparency value for there. Okay. And then this value goes up to there. Let's try that. Let's see what that gets us. Whoa! We're so bright. Color. Keep the alpha at 100 because that's not going to do anything anyways. Reset. Reset. Okay. The grid squares. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Grid lines. Grid transparency. That's like the mix between the two. So if we did a 0.5, that would be perfectly even. Yeah, this is just like... It's not bad. It's just not quite doing what I'm wanting it to do, which it's not totally necessary. It's the whole contrast thing. Like, contrast is not what I want. What I want is I might just want blend. I think I might just want blend. Delete that, delete that. Blend. Base comes to there. Invert the colors and then go out to the blend. And then use this to dry. Oh my gosh, that's it. That's gonna be it. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's exactly what I want. Yes, so then grid transparency. Do that. Don't even need this or this or this. And that goes out to there. Okay, so this value essentially changes the strength of the squares in relation to the grid. I'm pretty sure that's what I want. Save that, go back to here. And then these aren't gonna do anything anymore. Only this does. Okay. I just got a notification on Windows from a TikTok chat. That's so weird. Game done yet? No, it's not done yet. But I'm working on the demo right now for my client. Check out the rectangle node. You could do this all procedurally. Rectangle node. Okay, Mr. Salty Steve. Excellent suggestion, but now where do I go from here? How would I build this? I have to like completely rethink how I'm doing all this if I'm doing it this way. Because we got a rectangle, we can control the width and the height. Okay, that makes sense. We got our border. I can then out, is it going to be yeah, I guess because instead of using a texture, I use this. I mean, I currently already have the procedural system built. It's just using a texture instead of this rectangle node. But yeah, I could try that. It doesn't really fix the problems I'm trying to fix, but I could do it. I essentially just do that. Oh no, I don't. Rectangle. Sample texture. No. Would that out need to be a combined channel? Red to out, or out to red, green, blue. Well, we won't do alpha right now. And then that goes to there? No. I'll go to there. Oops. I need to convert that into a texture, right? No. Yeah, the question really is just like, how do you go out from this? And yeah, again, could this be triplanar? Yeah, I'm not messing with that. Great idea. But I'm really trying to figure out something else at this point. Okay. Blend. I gotta figure out how to use this to get what I want. It's not overlay. Maybe it's right? No. Spending way too much time on this stuff. I don't mind that value. Let's try it out. 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7. Why? Oh, I'm paused. Let's see. I'm gonna change the. I'm gonna change these values. They're not quite what I want. The metallic and smoothness. Add float. Where did my stuff go? Why is it over here? So Salty Steve says we have a position. Tiling and offset. Whoop. Wait. Tiling and offset. Fraction. Rectangle. 1 minus. Main shader. Okay, main shader. Position will be your UV coordinates. Play around with that to get the triplanar effect. Absolute world space is what I'm using. That's how we're getting triplanar, I believe. So I need to rename that value. Out fraction. And then this goes out to what? Tiling. Tiling. Okay, that makes sense. Width, height. Yep. Like a 9.9. I was thinking I could use the 1 minus to have different, to control different values for like the lines. So like use this to do the lines and use this to use the grids. Interesting. Okay. Base color emissive. Dabby, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Guess what you inspired me to do? Please tell me, Dabby. I would love to know. What do I do? Which is a student lazy approach. I'll create a texture with just a grid, and second with just squares, and you can add 2 separate materials to objects. Yes, that's yes. That'll be the fast way to do it. Flickr PFP. Okay. Co-dev, owner, unbound, operating community, Discord. Are you self-promoting? What is this? What is this? Tell me what this is. Did I actually inspire you to do something, or are you just self-promoting? What did I inspire you to do? Tell me what I inspired you to do. I'm a game developer now? Dude, that's awesome. For real? Co-dev, owner of the upcoming game Unbound Uprising. Tell me about it. What's the game? What kind of game? What platform? What game engine? Did I really inspire you to become a game dev? No way. Tell me about that. Like, what inspired you to become a game dev, and tell me about the game. That's cool. It's an anti-hero, all platforms on Unreal Engine 5. Oh, awesome. That's super cool. So were you not doing any Unreal Engine stuff before you saw my platform? My platform. My channel. That's interesting. A Unity dev inspired someone to become a game dev, and they use Unreal. I love it. Not at all what? Not all what? Base color emissive. Yeah, I actually like this. But also the 1-, can I use that with my system over here? Because that might give me what I need. I think, maybe? You multiply the 1- by a color to change the color as well. Okay. Multiply. Nice. Okay. Interesting. The question though, is this actually triplanar? Because it's not triplanar, it's not gonna work for me. But let's test it out. Can I duplicate? No, I can't. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let's do this to the base color, for kicks and giggles. And then let's also go out to the alpha. See what we get. Yeah, so it's not triplanar. It's not triplanar. Do you see this? It's not gridding on this object over here that's rotated. You look at my system up here, I'm using triplanar, texture, absolute world space, world space. Oh, absolute world? Let's see if that works. Nope, still doesn't work. Yeah. I'll switch to this method if you're able to figure out how to make it triplanar. Jigger, and 2 weeks later, I got into contact with a solo dev and we started. That's awesome. That sounds so fun. So the position node to absolute world should be. It's not. They'll see with the montage blueprints were hard. I've never used Unreal before, so I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it did absolute world, but it's not working. It's still not triplanar. It should be working. It should be a grid over there. I do want to try this 1- thing that you suggested. See if that works. Let's do this back to base color. And that to alpha. Save. It's still not gonna give me what I want. I just know it. It's not bad. I do want to feed it into a mission. So let's feed the same thing into emission. But I want to control that value. So let's do a... let's do a... Actually, sorry. Let's do a multiply. And then float mission supply. I can go out to emission. Let's try that. Yeah, I only want the lines to be emitting. Shoot. Yeah, I know what blueprints are in Unreal. I just haven't used them. Tribe, what's up? How's it going? So I had no social life for 2 weeks. No worries. I'm gonna go get more coffee, guys. I'll be right back. You guys enjoy. I'm gonna turn this off because it looks terrible for now. You guys enjoy the enemies beating up on the main player while I go get some more coffee. Turn over here so there's more enemies fighting us. Come here. Follow me. Follow me. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's happening? Guys, take over. I should add chat controls for you guys to be able to control the player. That'd be fun. First time chat over on purple. What's up, Naldred? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. What brought you here? Okay. Let's fix this grid. Turn it back on. Yeah, I would love, Salty Steve, to be able to use this system that you suggested with this setup, but I don't know how to make it triplanar. It's just not working. At all. You would think it would, though. I wonder why I can't use triplanar. Hold on, triplanar UVs. Hold the phone. Yeah, triplaners for textures. No, it's a UV thing. Let me duplicate this. Let's just make this the texture. No, that doesn't work. I don't understand how you go into a texture. Does it only let you use this value? What is the texture? It is a texture 2D, but you can't create a texture with a node? Texture 2D asset. No. Sample texture. No. 'Cause I can't just like... Sample virtual texture? Yeah, I don't even know what a virtual texture is. Never even heard of that. YouTube videos brought me here. Also, I'm getting my bachelor's degree. That's awesome. Which YouTube video was it? Not Dread. Light texture? Nope, definitely not that. Gather texture? Nope. Yeah, I don't know how to make this work. I'm sorry. Can't do it. The virtual characters are cool. That's awesome. Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for following and joining and first time chatting. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's keep using the system. We've got to figure out how to make this work. Okay, so we're going to also add in our metallic smoothness values because I want to use those. Default value. I think those are sliders in the default shader. And then bring those in so we can actually control those. Metallic, oh, 0 and 0.5. So 0 and 0.5. Let's make this default 0.5. 0. Yep, save. Back to our game. And then grid. Metallic. Yep, it's working. We definitely don't want to be reflective, so we'll do 0 for that too. Emission multiply. Emission is not. Oh, it is. Okay, emission multiply is working. But I want the emission to only work for the grid lines. So what I need to do is go from this one to here. But we want to add the contrast there, there, and contrast it by a lot. So we only have actually, no, wait. No. We need to use that other texture. That's what we need. So we need to copy this and move all this. copy this, paste. And this texture is going to be, this is going to be our texture base. This will be our texture emission. That's texture base. This uses texture emission. That float is the same for there, so that can go to the same tile down there. The default value is grid emissive. Beautiful, and then that can go to here to multiply into there. And that's our emission value. Save. Okay, okie dokie. Grab our grid base for that, and then our grid emissive for that. Boom. Okay. Emissive multiply. Cool, that's multiplying only the grid now. This is looking cooler. I like the 0.5. Like that. Color. This is fine. I don't mind this. It's just for the demo. That's all this is a demo. Okay, let's run around to that. Emission is not. Cool. So this is just for the demo. This shows you, hey, there's some playable areas over there. I want to make it a little darker. I feel like I want to increase the alpha on this, which is essentially just, no, not that. Man, it is still not looking how I want. Gosh, I'm spending way too much time with this. Goodness gracious. Sitting time. Okay, this is fine for now. I really need to start working on the wave system. So let's do that. Okay. How are we doing this wave system? So we already have its enemy spawn points and this enemy spawn code. And what this enemy spawn code does is, on start, it spawns enemies everywhere we have a enemy spawn point, which is these child points right here. So let's see what I need to do instead. Okay, start, delayed spawn, seconds. Cutscene enemies. I might just AI code this, it'll be so much faster. Okay, I'm gonna make a separate script. Zone 1, whoopsie. Zone 1. Zone 2. Zone 3. And then in the demo, we need to do enemy spawn script. Let's create a new script. Demo enemy. Hold on. Let's think about this. Yeah, demo enemy wave system. Let's do that. It should go pretty fast. On demo, let's add that script. Okay. And then let's do what was that suggestion? How does it know a suggestion before I even start? No way that actually works. Wait timer, anytime if wait timer is greater. So essentially, after a certain time period, it'll spawn more enemies. I really want them to spawn after you defeat them all. I could just change. I could do text. Okay. Let me actually take the enemy spawn script. Let's do this. Spawn, and then actually do that. Just all that's all I really need. Okay. Public transform. No, wait, hold on. Public list transform spawn points. Yep. And then for each transform. Yes, that's it. That's what I want. For each transform point and spawn points, game objects, enemy spawn, instantiate spawn point position. Yep, that's right. Okay. Now in start, why is it doing that? List equals new list. Oh, because I need using Unity engine collections? No, system collections using system collections. There we go. No, generic. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. On start, spawn points equal new list transform. Wait a second. Ah. New list transform. There we go. Okay. On start, spawn enemy. Okay. So that will spawn enemies on start. We're going to keep track of our enemies. So then when they're all destroyed, private list spawned enemies. Yep. And then spawn enemy for each spawn points. Spawn enemy, and then spawn enemies add. Yep. Add that to the spawn, and then we need to do a check somehow every time. Working on enemy, spawn enemy, destroy. No. When the enemy goes kaput, he gets destroyed. Whoops. Let's do some autofill. Start a new wave system. No. Yeah, I'm gonna use some ChatGPT for this. It's gonna be so much faster. It's not even final game. This is just for the demo for him to use at Comic-Cons. Let's do this. Okay. Sup chat, I want to build this pretty basic, simple enemy spawn wave system for a demo. Essentially what I want to do is I want to supply a prefab for the enemy and I want to supply a list of spawn points. And then I want to go through waves of enemies. So essentially infinite waves, like it really never ends, I would say. But wave 1, we should spawn 2 enemies from those random spawn points. And then once those enemies are defeated, we should spawn 3 or 4 for wave 2. And then when the enemies are defeated for wave 2, then we should spawn 4 or 5 enemies for wave 3, something like that. And then the waves can just continue growing and increasing after each wave. Now, as far as our script knowing when the enemies are destroyed, when the enemies have their own enemy script, and when they do get destroyed, it's just a destroy game object for now. So could we keep a list? Could we keep track of a list of the enemies that we have spawned? And then when we detect that they've destroyed, when we detect that our list of spawned enemies is fully destroyed, then can we start the next wave? My question with that is, if an enemy gets destroyed, what will that then do to our list? I think it should add null values to our list. So can we then somehow, maybe in like update or something in this demo enemy wave system script, could we somehow in update check for if the full list of our spawned enemies values is equal to null, then that means that all the enemies are destroyed, then we can start the next wave? Or should we do it the correct clean way and actually have the enemy script tell the demo script when the enemy gets destroyed. I want to do this as simply and easily as possible. It doesn't necessarily need to be clean because it's just the demo. Let's just make it as fast and quick as possible. All right, let's see what ChatGPT spits out for that, and we will go from there. All right. Fastest demo-friendly version is absolutely to keep a list and remove destroyed null enemies approach. Any destroyed object stays in the list, but they compare as null. Okay, cool. Remove all null is perfect here. Cool. I would not bother making every enemy notify the wave system. Just keep your spawned enemy list. Remove destroyed enemies from it, and when the list is empty, start the next wave. Awesome. That's exactly what I want. When you destroy game object reference in your list, it does not automatically disappear. You know, makes it very awesome. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Here's a simple version of your script. Let's copy paste that. Paste, and let's take, whoopsie. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Game object enemy, that's a prefab. Spawn points, yep, we set that in the inspector. Spawned enemies, that's the private list we're keeping track of. Current wave is 0, yep, we start off on the wave 0. Bool, wave is active, true or false, yep, start next wave. Beautiful. Update. If we don't have a wave active, if wave active is false, return. Okay, that makes sense. And in update, destroy union object requires null. Spawned enemies, remove all spawned enemy if it's null. Okay. If all enemies from the wave are gone, start the next wave. If spawned enemies count equals 0, start this wave. Awesome. Current wave plus plus, that's this value right here. Beautiful. Wave active equals true. Enemies despawn. Get enemy count for wave. Current wave. What would that be? This is what we set here. Okay, so wave 1, 2 enemies. Wave 2. I could make it simple and just do wave 1 is 1 enemy. Wave 2 is 2 enemies. Wave 3 is 3. Turn random range, min enemies, max enemies. It's the wave count plus a value. Okay, interesting. I might simplify that more so it's not so random. Okay, and then for every value in enemies to spawn, spawn enemy. Okay, and then the spawn enemy, just null checks. Transform random spawn point. Yep. Okay, cool. That should work. I'm just going to change those values. For now, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make it super, super simple. Enemies to spawn equals current wave count. So if we're on wave 2, 2 enemies spawn. If we're on wave 17, 17 enemies spawn. Let's do that. Okay. Demo our enemy. Let's get the enemy script. Or sorry, the enemy prefab. Boop. And our spawn points. Let's create a spawn point. I'm going to steal... It's just an empty game object, so I'm just gonna make one. Create empty, spawn 1. I need to turn this enemy spawn system off because that's for the game, not the demo. Oh, our demo is at Y height 6, so 0 zones 6. There we go. Spawn. Okay, so we'll put one spawn there for now, and then another spawn over here. And then drag those spawns into there, and then our wave system should work. Let's test it out. I'll turn this off so we can see better. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's test our wave spawn system. Okay, so 1 enemy spawned. That's good because we're on wave 1. Just go ahead and defeat him real quick. Dead. Wave 2 starts. 2 enemies should spawn. Boom. That's awesome, dude. Love it. Dead. Let's go get this other guy. Dead. And then wave 3. Nice. 3 enemies. Love it. First grade. Now I just need to build a text system real quick. That should not take long. In the canvas, actually, let me do a new canvas inside the demo. UI, canvas. Actually, let me not do it there. I'm gonna do this. UI, text mesh pro. Yep, and there, canvas, text. And then we'll say wave 1. Increase the size. We need a better font. I need to honestly go ahead and get the comic book font that I've been wanting to use. It does have a license requirement to it, so I'm gonna need to buy the license as well. But for now, do I not have any other font? I do have this font right here. What font is that? Canvas. Bangers SDF. There we go. Cool. And then let's just make it full width. Why are we not centered? Oh, centered. Centered. There we go. That's good enough. Wave 1. Then maybe a start. No, we won't do that. Let's do that. That's good enough for now. And then in the demo script, let's add a public text mesh pro UI wave text. Beautiful. And then every time we start a new wave, we want to say wave text equals wave plus current wave plus 1. Yes, that's correct. There we go. Let's try that. We are going to need to fade it in and fade it out, or just make it appear, maybe? I don't know. Okay, let's try it out, guys. Is everyone here, by the way? I hope we don't have any chats that I'm missing. There we go. Okay, good. No, we don't. Wave 1. Fight. Where's the enemy? Why isn't he spawning? Oh, I didn't set the text, so it's freaking out. That's why. Here we go. Now it should work. Okay, there's our first enemy, wave 1. Let's destroy him real quick. Wave 2. Awesome. Cool. Now let's just make the text turn on and turn off. Let's do a fade in. So I'm going to using DG tweening. And then we're going to say wave text. Ooh, a scale? That would be cool if we scaled it. Do some animation to it. Actually, forget. Yeah, let's do a slide. I think slide would look cool. Do I have... I think I have a text animation. No, I have Dino. No, not Dino. What is it? I don't have it in this window package manager. I don't think my Dino package has animations. Maybe it does. My assets. UI effects bundle. Blur filter, drop shadow filter, extrude, frame filter, glow filter, motion. No, it doesn't. Well, it had some animation, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe DG Tweening has it. What do you think? Adding like patrolling to enemy would be better, that they being idle, just standing and waiting? They have patrolling. They already do. I'll show you. He just sees me, so he's running towards me right away, but let me run far enough away to where he's out of that range. Okay. See, now he's patrolling. You see that? What if, are you on? You're on Twitch. Yeah, you can see. He's patrolling. He gets to a position, and then he will keep spawning new positions. Let me actually go find him, goon. Turn this on so you can see his point. So he patrols to a point and then waits there for a while and then spawns a new point somewhere random within his position. So it spawned there. He's gonna make a new one over there. And he's only gonna go where the AI navigation system lets him. So that's this blue area. So when you get close to him, let me run over closer. You get close enough, then he turns and sees you and then runs towards you and chases you. Okay. Let me go ahead and do a fade here. I'd really like to do an animation slide though. Like I could just make it, but that's too much time to make it. I need like a... I thought I had an animation system. For text, I guess I don't. Yeah, no worries, Dark Style. No worries. I don't know what you're saying, silly. Toki no naka de demo kedaru saga ora gurugu. Is that Swahili? That sounds Swahili. Is that Swahili? You're tagging SARX. What did SARX say? Okay. I guess I don't have a thing. Hold on. Tools. Utility panel. Yeah, I thought DG Tweening came, or Do Tween came with a animation slide. I might could just make it with code. Let's see what the auto fill-in suggests. That might actually work. Do local move to 0 across half a second. Ease out back, and then on complete. That's actually gonna work. That's freaking crazy, dude. Oh, Japanese. Fake tails, rusty chains, illusions, and the flowing time, yet a sense of weariness like a cavern. Okay. Whatever that means. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. not quite working there. Let's see what wave 2 does. Ew. Okay. Yeah, not quite. It's close. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to start a new coroutine. Here, let's do this. Click enumerator. Wave text. Okay. Wave text. And then inside wave text, we're going to set the text, new text, to what we want. And then we are going to use do tween to, and then we need to set it to the outskirts. So wave text transform local position equals, oh, that's a good way to do it. Screen width. Wave text transform local position 1. Yep. And then use slide, wave text transform local move 0. Yes, but I'm not going to do on complete. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to set the ease. No, stop suggesting that. Ease to out sign. And then we're going to let it sit there. You'll return new, yep, for about 2 seconds. We'll do 1, 2, we'll do for testing. And then we need to exit out to the right. Slide the wave text out to right. Yep. And so then wave transform, do local move X, screen width. Yep, 0.5. However, it's not gonna, screen width is not gonna be enough. It's going to need to be screen width plus the width of the text. So we'll have to fix that in a little bit, because if this code is just gonna make, it's gonna make the center of the text go to the edge of the screen, but that's not enough, because you're gonna see the first half of the text. You're gonna see the second half of the text at the intro. This from the slide in, and then you're gonna see the first half of the text at the end. So look, yep, that worked great. Oh no, it went all the way out. How did it do that? Let's go look at our canvas. Oh, because it's taking the whole thing. Okay. I thought it was basing it off the text. It's because I have the text stretched to the whole screen. Okay, awesome. So that works. So if we then destroy this guy, see if it works. Wave 2. Awesome. Love it. Let's do a faster transition though. So instead, and let's wait for 3 seconds instead. Wait for 3 seconds and then transition out. Actually, I want to look at these eases. What were those eases? Unity between ease values curves. I want to see what those are again. I always need refreshers on these. This is super interesting stuff right here. Okay, I just want an image, please. Easing is not net. Okay. So I need to worry about the in and the out, but let's see. It needs to be like a slow, smooth start and then a quick exit, kind of like the exponential. I like exponential. Let's try that. Out expo, in expo, cool. And then I also might try to add some motion blur to those. Nice, love it. Let's add some motion blur. For that, I'm gonna need to import a new package, Windows Package Manager. Oh, I hate to do that just for this demo though. It should be fine. Well, I don't know. I think this package works on mobile? UFX bundle. Let me check real quick. View an asset store. This, guys, is a really cool, if any of you guys use Unity, this is a really cool Text Mesh Pro plugin. UFX Legacy. Am I on Legacy? What is Legacy? Is there an update for it? No, there's not. Okay, motion blur. Did they make a new version? Let me see this. Maybe they're about to make a new version, and so that's why they're renaming it Legacy. Huh. Okay, motion blur. Does this work on mobile? Motion blur. Mobile friendly, awesome. Cool. Let's use it. Okay, so on this wave, let's import this package. Import. Actually, maybe to save space, I could just import the motion blur one and not the whole bundle. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Whoa. I'll just import the whole thing for now, and then if I need to optimize later, then I can do that. Yeah. I just need to get this wave system done for the demo. Otis, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And Esco Gaming, how's it going, guys? Ooh. How's everyone doing? Oh, I did not move that down. Whoopsie. Okay. Let's go to this wave text and add the motion blur. Motion blur, real and simple. Probably just simple. Mode. Transform, yep. Table count, probably even just 8. Blend strength, lerp UV. No, I didn't interpolate texture corners. We are changing the character scale. Frame rate independent. Okay. See what that looks like. We're doing Haven't Seen This Man. What's up, Otis? Yeah, good to see you. And Sco Gaming. I am working. I don't know if do you know anything about this? Hey, that looks pretty good. That motion blur on the text. Do you know anything about this game that I've been working on? I've been working on this game for a client of mine. It's a superhero game for a comic book series called Tooland. I've been working on this off and on for the past like year and a half, and the deadline is now June 1st, so we got like a month to complete this. But I am currently working on a very small demo of this game, of this level. So you can see back here, there's like this grid wall here. And then I have the same grid wall over here on the left and then over here on the right. So I'm just making this demo for my clients because my client does a lot of Comic-Con. He goes to a lot of Comic-Con, like comic conventions, and showing off his brand, like his comic books, his animations, his cartoon episodes, his action figures, and then he wants to start showing off this game as well. So like even before the game is finally done. So I'm putting together this small demo for him so that he can start showcasing it at these Comic-Cons. So in this demo, we're just blocking off a small section of City Street, and we're having you fight bad guys in waves. So after you defeat enemy 1, and I'm working on the text right now. Yep, wave 2 comes across and then goes out. I'm not sure if the motion blur is actually working. It doesn't look like it's working. So now there's 2 enemies for wave 2. Let's go look for them. There's 1, 2. Okay. Let me try to pause it. Oh, I missed it. 2, 3. Got it. Got it. Yep, there's no motion blur. It's not working. Fix motion blur. Well, it's not going to work if I'm just... How can I test the motion blur constantly? Let's do this. Instead of doing that there, let's do it. Actually, let's do it this way. I got a better idea. Let's do that. Yes, I'm reading chat. It's what's up? It's Kiniru. How's it going? It'd be cool if the character could move in the direction of the player itself to go from level to another. Not sure what you mean by that. Maybe tiny shadow or outline to text would make it form. Oh yeah, 100%. I'll make it look better in a little bit. That's awesome. It's Kiniru. What do you make? What kind of creator? Searching for a game idea. Make a game where you are a... Let's try this. Well, that's not working. Invalid operation. Ugh, needs to be... Make a game where you are a melon rolling down a hill and you have to, as you're rolling, you have to roll left and right to dodge animal with its mouth open, waiting for you to roll into its mouth. And you have to roll to the left, roll to the right to dodge the animal mouths. I don't know. What is the new input system? What is it? Oh gosh. Let me go to settings. Settings. I have it somewhere. Pause. No. Could have sworn. Okay, ChatGPT. What's the new input system way to press to sex J press? Encode. Make a character walk towards you to find new cities and enemies. Hippopotamus. Oh, hippopotamus. That's a great idea for the animal. Do it. Yep. Python with Java, I use Coppercube. I've never heard of Coppercube. What is that? To make it nice easy. Make the character walk towards you to find new cities and enemies. Yeah, this is. I'm just putting together a demo wave system real quick. Okay, if keyboard, that's it. That's it. That's what I want right there. That update. If keyboard convert J key was presses the frame, then wave tech. No. Yes, that. No. Start rotating wave. That's what I want right there. Just to test this, and then we can turn this all off for now. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Go Gaming. That means a lot. I like to learn coding. Yeah, learn it. Do it. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of tutorials out there. You can learn anything you want. Okay, so let's test this. J. Yep, there's no blur there. Blend strength, sample count, strength. There's still no motion blur. Still no motion blur. Oh, sorry guys. Vertex. Nope. I think there's still no motion blur. Let's do. Oh, simple TMP. There it is. That's probably why it hasn't been working, because I wasn't using the TMP version. Okay, let's try that. I stream, so Skull Gaming, I'm on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. All 3 platforms. Yes, there we go. That looks good. Nice. Default values look good. Let's change it a bit though. Sample count, let's do 8. Blend strength. Yeah, it's like too much motion blur. It kind of, like it looks good, but it gets really smeary. Let me show you what I mean. See that? Look at that. What is blend strength? We set it to 1. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't see. We wanted to keep those because we're changing the text value. Strength. Ew. Yeah. That looks good. 0.5. Let's do that. It's nice and subtle. Sample count 8. Blend string. I'll leave that. Okay. Cool. That should be enough for the motion blur. Now let's add the outline and all that stuff. So again, UI effects. We could do the outline like someone suggested. Outline. Before motion blur, I would imagine. It might not matter with this plugin. Add filter stack text match pro. Can't even see it. Oh, there we go. Add these filters. Yep. Okay, now we've got that. Now I gotta read up on these methods. Shape, circle, diamond, square for sure, direction, inside or outside. The outside for sure. Size. 7. Also need much larger text for sure. There we go. Whoa, 200 feels good to me. Yeah, definitely outside for sure. Softness, I'd say 0. Fill mode. We can do a red to match the game, but I think black looks good. It's more comic booky. And maybe the text color we could change. No, red would look terrible. Actually, Yellow. Feels good. It's a little too close together. Let's do... Let's do 5. Like that's better. Yeah, let's do 12. Softness, yeah, no softness at all for sure. Color, don't need a gradient. Could use a gradient, that might could look cool. No, definitely not that color. A different gradient style. We could do comic book red, brand red, and then we could do whatever the opposite of that is, which is over on the, no, it looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. Red and black. Me. Meh. Just do the black color. Expand. Yes, definitely expand. Strength. Yeah, let's test that out. I don't like the color actually. Do you guys like the color? What do you think about the color? I like white is just really good. I don't know why. I just like white. Maybe red actually. Let's try that out. I feel like the buttons, punch, staff, etc. could also... Oh, 100%. Yeah, so the buttons are just placeholder text. I'll eventually put in... Nice. I'll eventually put in some icons there that make it look a lot better. Okay, destroyed. Wave 2. Come on, wave 2. Oh, I turned off the system for testing. That's what it was. Let me check this motion blur first. Because now that we've changed the look of this, looks different. Yep. Let's change it to transform, sample count 8, strength. Let's go back to 1. Ooh. Not bad. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Shaq Player, what's up? Welcome to the stream. You'll be a good developer one day, not gonna lie. Thanks. Can you appreciate it? Yeah, it did. The blend strength changes the transparency slightly for some reason. You created a free version Street Fighter, a demo. Do you like sell games on the internet? No, I don't. One day we'll see. It's Kaniru. Videos. I don't see a Street Fighter game. Oh, I do see it. Cool. Nice, I will check that out later. How's it going, Check Player? How have you been? It's been a while. Okay, let's see if this actually works now and changes the text correctly as it should. So let's uncomment that and comment that. Yep. Okay, this should work now. Wave 1. Defeated. Wave 2. It gets so... It gets smeary. It gets smeary when it goes out. And I think it's like it's not accounting for the outline. Yeah, the outline is not motion blurring. That's why it looks weird. How do we make the outline motion blur as well? Well, that's not working at all. Transform. Oops. Nope, still not working. Nope. Oh wait, I'm adjusting the wrong thing here. It's not the filter stack, it's the motion blur. Try that again. What camera am I using? I'm using Cinemachine. Oh, you mean my real camera, not the camera. This is a Elgato Facecam Pro. Motion blur, let's change it to vertex, see what that looks like. Nope, still not working. Gosh. Nope. Maybe I can add that in here. Nope. Unity, Dino, UI effects, motion blur on outline. I think I'm part of their Discord. Let me go join the, or not join the Discord. Let me check out their Discord. No, I'm not. I must have left. Shoot. Chalk Dino. Motion blur. Oh, effects such as shadow and outline can be used with either motion blur effects. However, for best results, they should be applied after the motion blur effect. Okay, so I did that wrong. This needs to be here. Now let's try it. That is not adding motion blur to the outline still. Unless I'm just doing it wrong. Okay, this is taking too much time. And it's not that important. It's just for the demo. So I'm going to... I'm just going to get rid of the motion blur, honestly. No motion blur. Outline can stay like that. I think I might want to change the text color back to white, honestly. Maybe not. Now that I see it, let's do that. Mike, Wave XLR, Elgato again. Okay. Okay, there we go. This works, but now we just need to make it so that start the coroutine wave text. I kind of want to make it say like wave 1. And then 3, 2, 1, fight. Something like that. Maybe that's too complicated. Or too like unnecessary. Let's try this for a bit. See how it feels. Okay, so first off, it's not starting off right. We need to have the canvas text hidden. Or no, wait, not hidden, just off to the side. Let me see where it's going. Let's do a delay as well. Start wave. Okay. Delayed, put a delay on that, and then wait 3 seconds and then start the next wave, and then inside that, yes. So on start first wave delayed, and then in this coroutine we wait for 3 seconds and then we start the next wave. Yep. And then in here in wave text, if it's enabled false, then set it to true. Yep. Okay, so all we got to do now is turn this off, and that should work. Just gonna wait 3 seconds and then start the wave system. What? Start first wave delayed. Oh, I didn't save it. Duh. First wave delayed. Yeah, this worked. Okay. You gotta save, guys. You gotta save. If you don't save, it's not gonna work. It's 1 o'clock. I gotta go eat lunch. Wait a few seconds. Start wave. Okay, it's broken. I really gotta go pee. I'll be right back, guys. It is so hot in my office right now. Goodness gracious. Step out of my office is like a breath of fresh air, and then I come back in here and it's like a sauna. Okay. Start first wave delayed. Oh, it's a coroutine. I'm a dummy. I'm an absolute dummy. Yes, I am. There we go. See, that's what it is. Sometimes you just gotta go to the bathroom and come back, and then you got the problem solved. That's all it takes. All it takes. Okay, wait a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, boom. But the text did not work. Oh, I know why. Because I'm checking if text is enabled, and that's text mesh pro. What I need to do is if wave text game object is enabled, then enable that to true. And that needs to be set active. No. No. Active self. That's what I need. Yep. Active self equals true. Set active true. That's right. Okay. That should work. That should work. We're gonna test it. Now with this little tiny demo with the wave spawning, my client can now put this on his iPhone and then set it up at his booth at Comic-Cons, and then people that come by can play this. Wave 1 works. Let me actually try that again. Wait a few seconds. Good. Good. Trying to see if I saw a glitch of it. Nope, it's working. Wave 1. Whoa. Okay, dead. Let's see. Wave 2 starts. Wave 2. Okay, to make this a little better, I want the enemies to not spawn until wave text is finished. So what I want to do is out to the right. I want to do don't need that. I need to finish this quickly. I'm just gonna copy paste this back into ChatGPT. Okay, here's my latest version of the script. It's working great. I love it. However, I want to make it so that for each wave, the enemies don't spawn until the wave text leaves the screen. So let's do something like at the end of the wave text coroutine, let's do something like on complete, and then on the complete for the DG tweening, then let's spawn the enemies. So show me how to repurpose the script to do that. Hey, what are you guys working on? What are you guys working on these days? Is there anyone here in the chat that is a dev? Let me know what you're working on and what your blocker is right now. What's something you're struggling with? What's up, Big JD? How's it going? Okay, so we just need to do this. Yep. And then start next wave routine. Whoopsie. Okay, let's test it out. See what we got. Wave 1, then it exits, and then spawns the enemy. But I can't see. Let's reset. Wave 1. Enemies are not spawning. So I didn't do something right. Start next wave. There we go. Wait a few seconds. Wave 1, wave 2. Why'd it start there? Yep, that exits and then the guy spawns. Wave 3. Okay, here's my latest script. Can you tell me why we're starting at wave 2 every time and not wave 1? Dr. Style redeemed test. I'm just now seeing that. I was just using that to test stuff inside stream focus. It doesn't really do anything. Boom, spawns there. Let's get rid of him. He gets destroyed, and then wave 2. Beautiful. However, for this demo, I want to make it so that the enemies can always see drip. So they're always going to run towards you, towards the player. So what I need to do is for each enemy that spawns, I need to adjust their values in the script. And that is going to be goon enemy. Patrol range, sight range, no. Yes, sight range, because sight range is what? Let's check real quick, just double check. Sight range, attack range, yeah. Yeah, player and sight range, so I just need to increase that. So, is that a... Public, awesome. All I have to do is every time we spawn an enemy, we need to say enemy spawn get component enemy sight range equals what is it currently? Sight range is 8.5. I just need to, I mean, it could be infinite, honestly, because, yeah, I'll just make it infinite. I'll just make it like 100. That should be plenty for it to always see the player. So we should always be chasing the player in the demo mode. Let's test it out. The enemy should start running directly towards the player right away, even if you're far away. Even if he's on the other side. Okay, that guy is... But I want a guy to spawn really far away. Wave 2. Oh, they both spawned there. Okay, they're both dead. Nope, he's not. Okay. Now spawn. Far away. Yes, these guys should chase it instantly. Yep, awesome. Cool. Awesome. Now, just to add a little bit more variety, let's just add a few more spawn points to this demo. So we got a spawn there, spawn there. I'm actually going to do a cool thing with some gizmos here. Where's my enemy spawn? I'm going to do this private void, show gizmos for every child. Right But I'm gonna say for each transform child in transform, if child maim starts with spawn, then we do that. Okay. Spawn. Okay, cool. Now we can actually see gizmos in the editor where those spawn points are that we've set. Yep, see the red circles? Super helpful. So let's move this one. Move right there. That works. Let's move this spawn point right. Actually, I'm gonna move it right here. And then we're going to, I'm gonna add another one actually right there. And then we can add another one right there. And another one right there. Okay, cool. Now, for each wave, enemies will randomly spawn anywhere at these 5 red locations. Feels good to me. Let's test it out. Let's test it out. Okay, wave 1, starting. Boom, that guy spawned there. I need to fix that actually. That's a bug I've noticed today. This wave 2, 2 enemies should spawn. They both spawned there. Wait, are enemies all spawning at the same spot? No, okay. They're split up. That's why they're only spawn. I was like, why are they only spawning at 2? It's because I didn't add all of these new spawn points into the inspector, into the script. I'm so silly. So let me lock that. Just delete those real quick. And then grab all of them and drag them in. There we go. Now they should spawn from all 5 points. I'm so silly. I'm a silly Billy. Bonjour. What's up? How's it going, bonjour? Bonjour, bonjour, honey, 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 bonjour, 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 honey, honey, honey. Anyone know what that's from? I will be extremely impressed if anyone can get what movie that music is from. Bonjour, 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 dude, cool, beautiful, beautiful. Whoop. Beautiful. Okay, now 3. Come on, spawn from 3 different spots. I'm subscribed like 2 years already? Dude, nice. Comment allez-vous? Est-ce que tu parles français? Okay, come on. Please spawn from more than 2 points. Wave 4. 4 enemies. 1, 2. Why are they only spawning from 2 points? I hope that's not a glitch. Okay, next is 5 enemies. Wave 5. 3. Something's glitching out with this cannon firing. Wave 6. Okay, now they're all more spread out. They're all chasing me. I'm gonna make this bigger. Whoa. Go into flight mode, quick. Oh, they're destroying me. Now I can destroy them from the air. Throw a shield. Whoosh. Oh. Whoosh. Okay, I need to know why Drip is bouncing up sometimes. He's getting hit by something. What is that? Is it the cannon? Is it interacting with the cannon maybe? Nope. It's still hitting. Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. I changed the player. Where's the player? I changed the player to be player root, but I don't have the shield avoiding that. So I need to go to shield. Shield. Mesh collider. Yes, exclude layers, player, as well as player root. Boom, that'll fix that problem. And also same for the rigid body, exclude layers, player root. Cool. And also exclude layers for exclude the shield. Yes, if we're excluding enemy, we should also exclude enemy root collider. Same thing for here. Enemy root collider. Beautiful. That should do it. Do it. Reason for coding, C#. I'm not French, by the way. Why is your name Bonjour? Wave 1, get ready to fight. Ready, go. Guys, for this demo of the game, I should put my own voice into the game. Like saying, Wave 1. Guys, I want to do that. I don't think my client would mind. Oh yeah, I gotta try this method out. Awesome, it fixed the problem. Beautiful. Cool. Wave 2. Fight. Yes, I've got to add my own voice, guys. I'm so gonna do that. It'll be freaking awesome. Kapow. This feels really good. I need to make the shield a lot more powerful. Wave 3. Fight. Wait, is the shield not doing damage? I need to check on something. Enemy health 90. That's the white hoodie guy. Okay, it is. It's just doing 10 damage though. Shield throw should do more than 10. Blaster is doing 10. Let me check the enemy script. Or no, the health script. Enemy. Health script. Health script. Applied damage. It's not always applying the same damage every time. I'm not even doing anything here. I haven't started using it yet. No, have I? No, I haven't. Enemy. Damage. Apply damage. Health. Yes, applying the same thing every time. For every get hit, it's applying 10. So I need to change this. I need to fix this. Enemy get hit. That's the gun. Attack universal. Tell enemy got hit by what? Shield. Okay, so shield is unique. That's capsule collision. Yeah, I need to pass through damage values from this attack universal script. And everything that uses it. Attack universal. Attack. Which is a lot of things. Bat uses attack universal. I have damage amount. I'm using damage amount, damage amount, damage amount, damage amount, damage amount. Yes, I already said that. Okay. Guess what do we have for shield? Shield. Do I have a shield damage amount? Weapon. Oh, because that's a weapon, not an attack. Hey, thank you for the heart me. Ryan, means a lot, dude. Appreciate it. Kind of fairy flying around in game while enemies can't do. Yeah. So a few things with that, Mr. Bonjour, who says you're not French, is I can only fly around right now because, so there's this power up that you collect in the game called Infinium, and you can only fly if you have that power up. But right now I have the power up built where you can collect the power up, but I don't have it set up yet where you have like a UI bar that tells you how much Infinium power up you have, and then it doesn't deplete as you fly. I probably should make that for this demo for my client. Now that I think about it, so I need to integrate that. So you can't fly for an infinite amount of time, to answer your question. But then also some of the enemies will spawn with a pew pew, and so they will be able to shoot you out of the air. I could also make the enemies that don't have pew pews throw stuff at you, but that's a lot of extra stuff. Okay, what was I doing? The damage. Okay, so we have damage for these attack universals. Attack universal, so for each damage, what I could say is every time we do get hit, we could say damage amount, add that to every get hit. Damage amount, yep, easy enough. Where's all of our get hits? Let's add in the damage amount. Any more get hits? Get hit, damage amount. Okay. Are there any other get hits? No. Okay. And they're all bad because we need to add that value in to get hit. Avoid get hit, and the damage hit I think is a what? It's a float. So drip, no, not drip carrier. Attack universal. No. Get hit. There. Float. Damage amount. Okay. And then apply damage. Instead of applying 10 every time, we need to apply the damage amount. Cool. Done. Well, for the main player. Don't need that. Don't need that. Is it the only place we apply? Yes. Apply damage. I'm going to do that. 3 references. Boop. And then here. We've already set it. And there, instead of 10, we'll do damage amount. We get damage amount from float. This is for the enemy float. Damage amount. Beautiful. And then another part is right here for Rampage. That's the final boss. He still needs a lot of work, but I'll go ahead and put this in here. Float. Just so he's ready to go. Damage amount. Okay. Now everything in attack universal should pass through the damage amount that we have set in the inspector. Only thing is the gun is not set yet, so that needs to do damage amount. Gun does not have damage amount set, so for the pew pew I need to add that. So in attack universal I have this right here, so let's do that. Gun. Ammo count, boop, damage amount. Okay. And then in here, enemy get hit, damage amount. Yes, cool. Good, clear. Weapon, so now this one is for firing the laser. If enemy get hit, damage amount, but we don't have that anywhere. What is this for? This is a shield? No, this is for the laser. Enemy get hit. This is the weapon for the fire laser. Let's do laser. Laser speed. So let me do it pretty far up here. Public float damage amount. Okay, I believe that's every place. I just need to go inside the inspector and set those values. Yep. Okay, so weapon. Okay, so the cannon damage amount should be, or the laser. No, hold on. I need to change that to laser damage amount. And then laser damage amount. Okay. Command Slimelight, what is up? Welcome. It's good to see you. No, what happened in Germany? My messages from Twitch, TikTok chat are not displaying. I send you screens on Discord. Messages from Twitch and TikTok chat. Dr. Style. Interesting. Wait, TikTok too? Wait, how old are you, or what's the age of your account on TikTok? Yeah, I think Twitch chat might be not working. Let me just check something. Test. Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, this is an issue I need to get sorted out with Stream Focus. Gosh darn it, dude. This is so frustrating. It says I'm still connected, but I'm not. That is frustrating. Okay, now it's working. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. There's a bug with Stream Focus where Twitch chat will randomly stop working, and I have not figured it out yet. So sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. TikTok chat is working. If your TikTok message doesn't come through, then that's just because of a TikTok API thing. They don't send messages from all accounts for some reason. So yeah. Somebody's doing people with their card. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That is terrible. That's so like. So messed up. We're interested in French history. I got it. Okay, cool. You tried SN Box? What is that? Never heard of it. Kind of fairy flying around. Like, yeah, have you tried using S Box? Never heard of it. Oops, sorry. You build your game on the Steam? Probably not, because this game is only for mobile, so it'll be on Android and iOS. If my client does want to publish it to Steam at some point, then I'm totally fine with it. He'll just need to pay me to do it. You're at motion blur, whole canvas, not the text, then text and outline. Motion blur. Whole canvas, not the text. Then text and outline on motion. I don't think so. Because. Where's that? Because the motion blur is for Text Mesh Pro. See? Simple Text Mesh Pro. Or I could use the other one. Maybe you're onto something. Let's see. So I put it on canvas instead, just the motion blur one, and use simple. Yeah, I can't add it to that, so that doesn't work. Yeah, you can't add it to canvas. You can't add a motion blur to canvas. It won't let me. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. This is a short demo. It's only gonna be used a little bit, so. I just need to get these weapon damage values sorted so they can actually apply different damage values. So cannon laser. Each enemy has 100 health, I want to say is what I was doing. Goon health. Yeah, 100 health. So laser should be like, each time you fire laser, 5 maybe. The shield is set in attack universal, which is this guy. We'll do damage amount, let's say 10. Damage amount 10 for now at least. And then the staff damage amount, I'd say also 10 for now. That's what I had in the script. I had it hard coded as 10. So let me actually do shield to be 15. Staff to be 10. And then the punches, yeah, they need to be a lot more than 2. I need to set these somewhere else. I need like a global script where I can set all these values in one place, so I can tweak stuff a lot more easily. I need to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna do that off stream, this boring stuff. Add panel and add text as a child and add the blur to panel like game manager always heavily. Yeah, I have a game, well it's sort of a game manager. I have a settings script up here that has my settings, movement testing switch, Infinium references. Like it has some, yeah, so I'd add it to here like a, just to be able to dial in and tweak values. Yeah, I'll probably add that there for sure. Oh, the gun. I need to give the gun, the pew pew, some values. Let's go back to the goon. Where's my goon prefab? What? There he is. No. There. Let's open him up. Pew pew. Damage amount 5. If I set it to 5 and drip the player has 100 health, then you shot him 20 times and he'd be out. I need to figure out how the health is going to work for the player. I need to ask my client this. Does he want the player's health to restore? Like if you get hit a bunch of times and then you run away, will your health slowly restore back? I'm not sure. I think it shouldn't restore, and if you do get knocked out, then you should just spawn back to a previous checkpoint. It will make damage amount for the guns 5 for now. Okay. Okay, so now we are driving the damage by individual amounts for each weapon. Let's just double check on these goons as well. His health is 100. 95. Awesome. And shield 80, because I had it set to 15. Awesome. Beautiful. Damage system is coming along. Yeah, for this demo to actually be a thing for people to play at Comic-Cons and stuff, I need to go ahead and implement the health bar for the player. So that's next on my to-do list. But I'm not gonna do that now, guys. I need to go eat lunch. It's already 1:45 p.m. and I have not eaten lunch yet. I need to eat. So I'm gonna go, guys. Thanks for joining the stream today. I'll see you next time. Be sure to join the Discord. Follow me on X, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, whatever floats your boat, Instagram. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, Bunny. Oh, Bunnies, I saw your name earlier. I never said hi. I'm gonna go see your message. I'm so sorry. Bunnies. Oh. Did you send a message? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, because it's not on Stream Focus, because it's up here. There it is. Yeah, I gotta see all the stuff that I missed. Do you have to delay on your chat from all platforms showing app? No, so yeah, sorry about that again, Dr. Style. It was a glitch with Twitch and Stream Focus, which is an app that I've been developing, by the way. This is my app. But Bunny, welcome to the stream. I'm so sorry I did not say hi back to you back then. I missed your messages. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys. I would do a raid, but we only have like 4 viewers on Twitch, so I'm only gonna do raids if we have like 10 plus, probably, from now on. Okay, see you guys.